Welcome back to Kirk Minton's Tabletop Baseball Replays. Tonight we're continuing the 1952 season, and we're playing Brooklyn versus Pittsburgh. Brooklyn comes in 9 wins and 4 losses. Pittsburgh at 4-14, and we're playing Fall Classic. And we got on the mound today for Pittsburgh Murray Dixon, who won 14 games and lost 21 that year. And he is going against Carl Erskine, otherwise known as Oysk, for Brooklyn. He is 14-6, and we're ready to go. Here's Carl Furillo. Furillo comes in at 321, and there is a leadoff single to start the game. Furillo on a 44. We got a runner on first, nobody out. Billy Cox on a 21. That's going to be an out. That is a pop-up straight up to the pitcher. Popped him out. Runner holds on first. 1 out. And Jackie Robinson. Jackie hitting .468, having a torrid early season. And that is going to be a single. And there is a possibility of a base advance. There is 1 out. Del Greco is an average. He will throw. He cannot get him. And the batter stays at first. And we got runners on the corners. Runners on the corner. 1 out. And up comes Roy Campanella. Roy hitting .322 with 5 homers so far on the replay. And there is an out. That is a grounder to short. Merson is not strong. So that is a 6-4. And the run is going to score. They were playing back for the double play, and they didn't get it. And now there's 2 out for Pafko, runner on first. 1 run in. Dodgers lead 1-0. Pafko. Here's the pitch. That is going to be a grounder to second. Side retired. 1 Dodger run. And Pittsburgh coming to bat, trailing 1-0. And here's Erskine on the mound. On the replay, Erskine is 1-0 with a 0.00. Now up for Pittsburgh, Clem Kashorik. Shorik, never heard of him. But evidently he was a ball player. He hit .261 that year with 15 RBIs, and he rips a single. Kashurik is on first. Nobody out. Ted Beard. And that's going to be a K. On a KD, that is a K. It's a 2 roll. And he struck Beard out. Here's Metkovich. That's going to be doubles, a 33. That is a single. Runner stops at first. Metkovich with a single. And here we go. 2 outs. Kiner. 2, and that's going to be an out. to right field. Easy play for Furlow. Side retired. 1 hit. No runs. For Pittsburgh, Brooklyn comes back to bat in the second. And they lead off with Duke Snider. Snider hits one to left. Easy play. Out there for Kiner. 1 away. Gil Hodges, 182. And he lines out to right. Line out to right. Hodges, 2 down. Pee Wee Reese against a righty. That's going to be a fly ball left field. Fly out to the left. And the Dodgers go meekly in that inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Joe Garagiola. Garagiola is going to hit one on the ground to the shortstop. 1 away. On a 13. Here comes Jack Merson. And he struck him out. Merson goes down on strikes, and it's up to Bobby Del Greco and he's going to hit one to third base for an easy out. Billy Cox, side out, top of the third. Erskine is the batter, and he will ground out to second. 1 away. That dice roll was a 45. Here's Furlow. Furlow on a 21. That is a pop out to the pitcher. Popped him up, straight up the chute to the pitcher, 2 away. Billy Cox on a 14. And that is going to be a fly ball, right field. And Beard squeezes it. And we are quickly going through these lineups. Still 1-0. Bottom of 3. Pete Castiglione steps in on a 24. And that is going to be a ground ball to the pitcher. Grounded him out. Murray Dixon on a 34. 11. That is an out. Grounded to short. 2 down. For Pittsburgh. And here's Koshorik. Second time around. And that's going to be a pop-up to short. Popped him up to the shortstop. And Pittsburgh has 1 hit and no runs as we go to the 4th. 1-0. Brooklyn has not exploded with their bats like they have been prone to do this season. Here's Jack Robinson. And Jackie is out on a grounder to second. 1 away. Roy Campanella, these great Dodger teams. Campanella, 54. That's a 54 chart. Check. On a 4. That is a fly ball to center. Del Greco out there is an 8. He does not commit an error. Campanella is out on the fly ball. And here's Pafko. Pafko, 51 on a KD. It's a 1. Struck him out. 2 down. And here's Duke. Actually, here's Ted Beard. That was 3 away. Here's Beard. Bottom of the 4th. 1, and he walked him. Beard walks. 1 Pirate on first. Nobody out. Metkovich. Struck him out on a 56. Metkovich. If you're familiar with Fall Classic, you know 56 a lot of times is a K. Here's Kiner. Kiner on a 21. That barely missed a strikeout. And Kiner grounds to short. Grounds to short. Fielder's choice. Robinson is not considered strong, so that is a 6-4. 6-4 for Kiner. And here's Garagiola. 2 outs. Runner on, 25. And that is a little grounder to first. First baseman makes the play. 3 unassisted. Top 5. Dixon still pitching. Duke. Snyder. 42. That's going to be an out. Grounder to short. Grounded him out. Hodges. 23. Struck him out. Hodges goes down. On a 23, sometimes that's a strikeout for a lot of people. Pee Wee Reese, 24. That's going to be a liner. Center field caught by Del Greco. Lines out to center. Del Greco is there. And we are into the bottom of the 5th. Still 1-0 as Jack Merson steps up. On a 15, that's a fly to right. Flied him out. Furlow out there, 1 down. Del Greco. 54. Check. On an 18. Strike 3 if the rating is a G. Campanella is an N. He's an away in, so that's a walk. That's a walk for Del Greco. Runner on first. 1 out. Castiglione. 43. And that is going to be ground ball. Ground ball to short. Fielder's choice. 6-4. 2 down. Still a runner on first. It's Del Greco this time. And Murray Dixon. And he is going to hit 1 to Cox at third for the easy force. At second. Side retired. Top of the 6th. This is moving quickly. And here's Erskine. Erskine on the 12. Struck him out. Erskine goes down. Furlow. Still hitting 327. 63. And that is ground ball. Shortstop. Koshurik makes the play. 2 away. Billy Cox. 44. That's going to be a single and a possible steal. Cox with the single. And he is a 9, but he's going to go. I do automated stealing. And he is gunned down to retire the side. Gunned him down. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Erskine can pitch to 33. He has pitched to 18, so he's in good shape. So is Dixon. He's only thrown to 20. Here's Koshurik. 32. And that is a double. Koshorek rips a double. And now they've got a runner threatening the plate. Here's Beard against a righty. That is a base hit. Run scores. Tie game. And now Beard will try to steal. He's a 20. He's in there. Beard with a steal. Now all of a sudden Pittsburgh rallying. Runner on second. Metkovich. Nobody out. 26 against a righty. That's another single. 2 bases. Another run score. Beard crosses the plate, and it's 2-1. Pittsburgh. 2-1. Ralph Kiner. Metkovich on first. 5-2. KD. That's going to be a defensive check. Error check. 45 to second base. Jackie is a 7. That is a 1. That is an error on Jackie. Error. Jackie Robinson. Pirates have runners on first and second. Still no outs. Garagiola hits a single. And that runner on second is going to score. Kiner holds at second. It is now 3-1. Still no outs. For Merson. And he walked him, and that might do it. No, we're going to leave him in there. Bases loaded. Infield back. No, infield is in. Infield is in. 5. That is an out to center field. Let's see. Runner holds. White guy 1. No, he holds. Shallow fly. Center field. Runner holds. 1 out. Base is still juiced with Pirates. Castiglione. 32. And that is another out. That's a fly to right. Runner holds again. Not deep enough to get anybody home. And they're blowing the opportunity. Here's Murray Dixon. 2 down. 56. And that's going to be the strikeout to get out of it. Erskine. 2 fly balls and a strikeout. And now we go to the 7th. But Brooklyn needs runs. And here is Jackie. And Jackie is going to ground to second. 1 away. Campanella. Base hit. Campanella scoots 1 through the infield. This could be the Dodger inning. Here's Pafko. 25-13. Pafko grounds to short. 6-4. Fielder's choice. 6-4. 2 down. And here's Duke. 2, and that is going to be a little grounder to first. And he makes the play all by himself. And that's the inning. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Erskine's going to stay in. He earned the chance to stay in with that good finish. And here comes Koshorek. And he struck him out. Koshorek goes down swinging. Here's Ted Beard. Beard, 53. That is a range check. 55 to third. Billy Cox is a 9. That is a 13. He does not get it. And it goes through for a single on the infield. Single past Cox. 1 out, runner on first. Catfish Metkovich. Error check. 51 on a 31. Hits it to first. Hodges. Hodges makes the play. And that's going to be a force. 3-6. 3-6. 2 down. Kiner. Big hitter. 37 homers that year. Here it is. And he struck him out on a 23. Kiner down. And we are running out of time. We're in the 8th. Hodges. 1-5. Ground out. Third base. 1 down. Dodgers are down to 5 outs now. Pee Wee Reese. 6-5. 1-9. That's 1-4. No, that's a grounder for Pee Wee to the shortstop. Grounded him to short. 2 away, and Erskine. And I think they're going to pinch hit for Oysk. And they're going to bring in Schuber. George Schuber, as they called him in Brooklyn. 2 outs. Schuber. Pinch hit. And that's a fly to right. Fly to right to end the inning. Brooklyn will bring in, let's see, Brooklyn's going to come in with Branca. Branca will come in. Remember that name from the 51 campaign when the shot heard round the world. Bobby Thompson hit the 3-run home run. It was off of Ralph Branca. And he's going to come in and try to keep the scoring at 3-1. Here's Garagiola. 3, Garagiola. And that is a liner to first. And my memories of him is Saturday game of the week. Him and Tony Kubek broadcasting games. Here's Merson. Merson is going to walk. Branca walks him. 1 out. 1 on first. Del Greco. And he punches a single to left field. Runner holds. Pittsburgh threatening again. First and second. Castiglione. That's a 51. That's going to be a KDK. That's a 1. Struck him out. 2 down. And they're going to leave Murray in. And he's going to hit a range play. 11 to left field. Pafko is not going to get there. That is a double. Everybody's going to score. Murray Dixon helps his own cause and puts Pittsburgh up 5-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. And here's Koshorek. And he rips another single. Another single, and he's going to hold at third. 2 outs. First and third. Ted Beard. And Ted Beard, and he rips a triple, and the wheels have just fallen off for Brooklyn. Still 2 out. It is now 7-1 in Catfish Metkovich. And there is a drive. And it is gone, Metkovich. And this is a rare beating for Pittsburgh in the 50s to beat Brooklyn like this. Still looking for that final out. 26. And that's going to be liner to short finally to end the inning. Last chance. We need 8 runs to tie. Here's Furlow. 6 and strikes out. Murray Dixon is just doing the job. Billy Cox. He's going to hit a single through the hole. Faint hopes are alive. Jackie Robinson. 6-2. 62. That's going to be a grounder to short. And that's a fielder's choice. 6-4. 2 down. Last chance. Roy Campanella. 21. And that is a little grounder to short. Flips it to second. That is the ball game. Brooklyn goes down 9-1. 9-1. I don't know if you can, probably can't see that. I was trying to show the box score. 9 runs, 11 hits, 19 left on base for Pittsburgh. Brooklyn, 1 run, 5 hits, 6 left on base. Erskine is the loser. He's 1-1. Dixon goes to 2-3. His ERA is now 2.89. Pitched a great ball game. Brooklyn now falls to 9-5. They're a couple of games behind the Giants. Pittsburgh is at 5-14. As we continue this 1952 replay. Thank you for visiting. Hit subscribe, hit like, make comments. I'm open for comments. Anything that'll help me get better at this, let me know in the comments. And see you next time.